Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going through a bunch of the newer Natasha Denona releases and just doing a full review and swatch video for you guys. I know I've had a ton of questions in regards to like my thoughts on the palette and some other things that have came out, so I thought, why don't we do a full like get it or forget it review on the new collection that she has released. So anyways, before we get started, if you are new to my channel, then welcome to my channel. Make sure before you leave, you do not forget to subscribe down below. That way you're notified for future videos from me. I do post twice a week, so I post on Sundays and Wednesdays, and then I throw in some bonus videos in here and there. But I'm very excited to show you guys all of these products, so let's go ahead and get started. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Sunset palette, the new Foundation X, the Sculpt and Glow palettes, as well as the new Duochrome highlights. So anyways, I'm going to start with the item that I'm most excited about, and that is going to be the Sunset palette. So this is the case that the Sunset palette would come in, and then on the back it has the ingredients as well as the colors. So the palette itself does come in the classic Natasha Denona packaging, and then when you open it up, it does have these shade names on the clear plastic that comes on it, and you can just fold this up, and it does come with a nice size mirror. I do love the packaging of Natasha Denona, and just to give you guys like a little bit of background, I first purchased Natasha Denona eyeshadows back in 2016, the first time they were released in the US at the Ebates LA show. I actually met Natasha there, and she was super nice, and that's when I first discovered her brand and first discovered her eyeshadows, and I became completely, and I mean completely obsessed. I do own all of her eyeshadow palettes, and actually a couple of them I own doubles of because I do carry them in my kit. So here are the shades of this palette. And as you can see, it is just a warm eyeshadow lover's dream. I'm going to swatch all the shades, and I'm going to talk about kind of like the comparisons between this palette and maybe her others. The first row that we have has 2 matte shades and then 3 of the like more metallic or shimmer shades. And here what those look like right there. So here's the first row there, and as you can see, they are so stunning. I will say the mattes in this palette are extremely buttery. I do think she may have changed the formula a little bit, because like this shade right here, it is just all about the butter. Let me kind of show you guys just so you can see like one swipe what that would look like. So like here's that shade on the finger. I mean, these mattes, I just cannot get over them. So anyways, yeah, that is going to be the first row, and then kind of a double of that one matte shade. Okay, now we're going to go into the second row. All right, so here's a close-up of the second row. Okay, so here is the second row swatch. As you can see, the like metallic shimmer, glitter shades, whatever you want to call them, they are like blinding. And then here is a close-up of the second row. So gorgeous and so pigmented. These are what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and I know I had a lot of questions in my last 2 videos, and I was actually wearing the palette on my eyes in that video as well. And then we're going to do the very last row, which actually has more mattes. Here is a up close of that row swatched, and then here is that row. Out of this palette, the last 2 shades, the green and the yellow, are 2 that I probably won't use a ton. But yeah, that is the last row. Okay, so as far as the Sunset palette goes, it is a pricey palette, and that's why I wanted to do this review for you guys, kind of talk to you guys about it. I know a lot of people always talk about the Natasha Denona shadows as being very expensive, and if you break these shadows down, they are actually bigger than a Makeup Forever shadow, which if you get those individually at Sephora, I think they retail for like $21, and these eyeshadows are bigger in size. So you are getting a ton of product. Like, even though the squares may look smaller, there is a ton of product in here. You're also getting a good mix between mattes and shimmers. I will say in the past that Natasha Denona eyeshadows, as far as the shimmers, have been my absolute favorite. They're like all I want to use on brides, because I think the color Piggy and Moonstone, and there's like a couple other staples in my kit that are just absolutely breathtaking on brides. But anyways, I do think on this palette, I'm not sure if she changed the formula, but I definitely feel like the mattes are way more like buttery than they have been in the past, and I really like the formula. I also love the color selection. I mean, like I said, if you love warm colors, you are going to absolutely love this palette. Now, I will say that I do get fallout with these shades. I do get them on the other palettes too, but it, to me, is totally worth it because they last so long. Like, I honestly don't own another brand that I can put them on like in the day and then they last all night long, like the same pigmentation. I filmed this video last weekend and the footage got erased. I was so upset, but if you would have saw the video, like I started filming at probably 6 in the daytime and I was filming this review at 1:30 in the morning and my eyes just still looked bomb. Like the colors were still so pigmented. So one thing you're not going to get with this palette is a fade. Like the colors don't fade away. They stay just like when you put them on, which I really love. The palette is really expensive, but you must know by now that I really like it and I would definitely recommend it if you've had your eye on it. Now a lot of people have asked me if I have found any dupes for this palette. I have yet to find a dupe, but I do know a lot of people are comparing it to the ColourPop. Like some of the shadows look similar, so I will do a comparison video maybe if you guys want to see that. But yeah, this palette is honestly like my staple palette for the summer. I cannot put it down. Okay, the next things are going to be the Natasha Sculpt and Glow. They obviously have a ton of fingerprints on them because I've been using this like whole collection that we're talking about today for like the past couple weeks, so I've definitely been getting a lot of use out of it because I wanted to do a more in-depth review since they're pricier. So anyways, these are the Sculpt and Glow palettes. I believe they retail for around $90, but I want to go through the pros and cons. I mean, this is obviously huge. I did not realize how big it was until it came in the mail. I do want to say, just kind of like a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored at all. But these palettes and the foundation and highlights were sent to me. I have bought a ton of Natasha Denona products in the past, and I definitely would have purchased them by myself because, like I said, I'm kind of like a Natasha Denona junkie. I love all of her products. But yeah, so I'm going to go through this. 2 of the shades, you like my paper towel roll? 2 of the shades did come broken, so I won't be able to swatch those. But this is the light medium palette. So as far as the cream shades, you are getting a cream highlight, a cream contour, and a cream like actual glow shade, or like more like a highlight shade that you would put right here. And then you're also getting the same for the powders. So here are the 3 swatches of the cream shades in that palette. I will say this, I don't feel like the highlight right here that's a cream highlight is super like blinding, but it is really pretty and really soft. And those are the cream colors in the light medium. And then for the light medium, the only color I have to swatch is the like banana highlight shade. But I will say I have used this color and it looked really pretty underneath the eyes. So here's what the swatch looks like. It's very pigmented and it's really pretty to just like set your under eye powder. So they're the light medium shades. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe the glow in this palette is the 01, and I think the contour color you can buy on itself. So you may already have some of these shades, but the creams are completely new to these palettes. And then the next one is the medium dark kit, and as you can see, this is what it would normally look like if it didn't get broken. So this is the medium dark kit. I'm trying to show you this up close, but you do have this, which is like a protector for the creams, which I really do like that they added that, because especially like if the powders broke, thank goodness this was on those palettes, because those powders would have been all over my creams had this not been in the packaging. So I do really like the concept of the packaging. With the medium dark, the cream highlighter is a lot more like powerful, I guess you would say. I'm not sure exactly the words, but here are the 3 creams in the medium dark. And then here they are swatched on the hand. And then there is a close-up of those 3 shades. I'm going to swatch the other shades right below so you can kind of see them stacked. Okay, here are those 3 shades swatched on the fingers. And then here they are on the arm. And then here they are up close. I do like that they kept the highlight shade like kind of darker, so that way it suits more darker skin tones. So yeah, that's the medium dark kit. Okay, so my thoughts on this. You know, for me, I feel like we can only go through so many like contour and highlight kits, right? Like I have a ton that I don't necessarily use. So I don't think that it's absolutely necessary for you to have one of these. Now the eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna say that's necessary. But yeah, so I don't think it's absolutely necessary for you to have this. Don't get me wrong, it is gorgeous. The colors do blend really well. Like for creams, I do think out of the creams that I own and I've recently tried out, they are the creamiest and they do blend extremely well. I think with Natasha Denona being like a makeup artist, she really took into consideration like working artist too, because this is great to put in your kit. I mean, if you are a makeup artist, you really have like, you know, all your highlight shades, contour creams that you need in 2 palettes. So I think that's great. I do like the fact that it's like thin, so it is like travel friendly, even though it's like wide. But what I would say is I don't think you absolutely have to have it, but if you've been wanting like a really good high quality contour and highlight kit, I do like that you're getting the creams and the powders, and I would recommend this because the products are really good. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. It is very pricey, but you are getting big pans, you're getting really nice quality packaging, and I do like that they have the kind of protector over the creams. So yeah, moving on to the Duo Glows, and she came out with 2 different colors. Here is what the packaging looks like for the Duo Glows. You have like a pink one and then you have a peach, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys, I am obsessed with these. This is the color Rayo. This is the number 2 shade, and it is the more pink shade. And then you have the color Alba, and this is the 01 peach shade. This is like the only blush topper and highlighter combo I've really been wearing lately. This is what I'm wearing today on my cheeks. I have the peach one. I actually have it blended over my blush, which is the Benefit California, and then I have it kind of like spread out on top for the glow. But oh my gosh, these highlighters are unlike anything I've ever used. I know that a lot of people thought that they were blush toppers, which you certainly can use them for blush toppers, but they are meant to be highlighters. I mean, just look at this. Every time that I wear these, like, I gasp because I cannot believe how gorgeous they are. I mean, oh, they are just so pretty. They are the perfect, like, summertime glow. Just, oh, I just love them so much. I am like absolutely die hard for these. I've just been obsessed with them. I hope that they are permanent. I think that they are. Like, I will buy these when I run out because I just think they're so gorgeous. Like, I can even wear them during the day. They're not like too much. You can definitely build them up to blind people, or you can just kind of leave them, you know, they're not really subtle, but you can definitely make them where they're not like too bam in your face. They're just so gorgeous. Like, oh, I wish you guys could see them in person because there's no way that the camera would do justice to these. They're absolutely gorgeous. I don't have a bad thing whatsoever to say about them. I think like if you're super light, then you might want to try them on in store because they might be like too dark or too much, but I think they are absolutely gorgeous. If you can't use them for a highlight, then I definitely think that any skin tone would be able to use them for blush. And I'm sorry, I know I just keep putting my hand up there, but I just cannot get over how pretty they are. So pretty. Natasha did like an absolutely amazing job on these. I really hope that she comes out with more shades. Like, I don't know what other shades you would do, but these are just amazing. Okay, and then the very last thing is the foundation. It's called the Foundation X. I've been using this probably for about 2 months, so I'm going to quickly swatch the 3 shades that I have so you can kind of see them. The first one is a light beige, number 20. And here's what that looks like blended out, light beige 20. Then you have light medium, number 30. These do have like a yellow undertone in them, which I love because I am like extremely yellow undertone. So that is light medium 30. And then the last shade is 42 medium. And there's that right there. So those are all 3 shades. Okay, so basically this has real fruit extracts. It has detoxification properties that promote skin longevity, rich in antioxidants and vitamin C that regenerate skin cells, special ingredients that help balance T-zone area and absorb excess oils on the skin, anti-aging formula which strengthens collagen, and it includes purification properties which defend against skin pollution. So basically, there's a lot of good stuff inside this foundation. So for me, I've worn this foundation, I think I said for about 2 months or so. And the one thing I noticed is it is very full coverage, but it's really thin, which you don't really find. Like for me, I love my Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it is like a thicker consistency. So some people think it is heavy. It doesn't really bother me, but this is a thin formula. It does last a long time. I've wore it like beginning of my workday all the way until late at night, and it has lasted all day. It didn't make me oily, which I guess, like it says here, that it has something that helps balance your T-zone area and absorb excess oil, so maybe that's why. But it is a full coverage foundation, and I do really like it. It retails, I believe, for $45, which is on par with most of the higher end brands. So yeah, they have a wide color range. Most of the shades, I believe, are more yellow undertoned there are some red undertones, but if you're super like pink toned, I don't think there's a ton of color options for you in that line, but don't quote me on that. I would definitely go and get matched if you've been looking at the foundation. So yeah, those are my thoughts on all the new products. Honestly, I'm so excited about the new launches. I think my favorite things are the palette and then the Duo Glows. I've just been wearing them non-stop. I wanted to put them on my favorites video, but I wanted to wait until I filmed this video so you guys could see more of like an in-depth review. So yeah, if you've been thinking about hopping on the Natasha Denona bandwagon, definitely jump on with me because I'm not getting off. I know I've said this in a ton of videos. I'm just such a fan of her brand and all of the products that I've personally tried. I've purchased the contour powders, highlights. I really want to try the like more glowy, dewy foundation that I know a lot of people have raved about. But the eyeshadows are like my #1 ride or die eyeshadows. Like I will not find another brand. Like I don't think there's another brand for me that would compare to those. Some people say that they have fallout, but again, to me, it's completely worth it for the payoff you get. And anytime that I've wore them on my eyes, I've got a ton of comments asking what I'm wearing because they are like very distinct. They stick out and they last so long. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much to Natasha Denona and the Natasha Denona team for sending me some of these products to try out. And yeah, I love you guys so much and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!